Of the two-year ranking system, which seems to have confused a lot of people lately. How could a player go from like number 2 in the world to like number 20 with Michael Smith? Or how can Nathan Aspinall say, well, the ranking is just what you have done, is your recent CV. And Nathan Aspinall was riding so high in the world rankings because he was a world match play champion. And that was on his ranking for 2 years. Now, when that came off this summer, all of a sudden, he doesn't have the benefit of that money. He's already made use of it. He was seeded for all of those Euro Tours at the start of the year. He won 2 of them. They're tournaments he may not even have been in were it not for winning the match play 2 years ago. So that bought him those opportunities. He has made the most of it. And yes, while his world ranking has dropped, he is going to be in things like the Grand Prix, the European Championship and everything else. So he has got the benefit of that. Now it's down to him to produce the kind of darts that won him those Euro Tours at some of the big tournaments and get back up those world rankings, because he's going to have the opportunities.
Kurt Bevins, a question. I'm wondering if he was asking, are these points actually legal points? Very, very thin, aren't they? Which is why you get this sort of spring effect when they hit the board.
Look at that. Dinky little point. It's the first time we've seen Nathan in action since the first round of the World Match Play, where he was beaten in a really high quality game by Wessel Nyman. So it's the better part of 2 months off he's had. He was always going to go on holiday with the family. So he did that. He was not involved in the World Series events in Australia and New Zealand. So this is a return to action for the Asp, and it'll be interesting to see how he fares. If you had a period of time off from darts, how long did it take you to get back up to speed, Matt?
It takes longer than you think. You think you're okay, but it's in key moments where you tend to find that it's not quite there. When you're asking yourself, when you want to go and get something, and you just don't quite get yourself lost in the zone. And we can see that right now in the demeanour of Nathan Aspinall. He's laughing, he's joking, he's not quite taking this maybe as seriously as some of the other matches that he's played.
This might make him take it seriously. He was very quick there, wasn't he? He just wanted to follow it.
94, Nathan, you require
unable to do so. So 3 clear darts at double 16 for a break. Change the angle. Does he keep on going wider? He does. Just a little smidge.
16. You require 66.
Well, the crowd have made their voices heard this evening. This goes. Well, I'm not sure where he's going, in fact.
I assume that was for treble 14. Oh my days.
26.
I'll tell you that did not go according to plan. Or if it did, it was a very bad plan.
Yes, on the first leg, Nathan Aspinall.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was just not quite the plan, just a wrong application.
I mentioned, how's Nathan Aspinall going to feel coming into this after a couple of months out? How's Jiri Breicha feeling? The last Czech player standing. He has seen the Czech #1, Karel Sedláček, underperform, truth be told, with the form that he was in.
43.
He's seen all 3 of the other host nation qualifiers gone out. He's up against Nathan Aspinall. This isn't a big stage debut for him. It's his 3rd appearance on the Euro Tour. Made 2 last year. Not only did he play here, but he also qualified as an East Europe qualifier in the Netherlands. And in both cases, he was drawn against Richie Edhouse.
140.
Lost both of those games, by the way.
My brain's not been computing something.
Right.
And I figured it out.
77.
And if you're sat at home watching this right now and you're thinking something's not just quite computing here, because of these points that Jiri is using, they're not even registering a sound with the board mic.
26.
No, you're right. Do you want to add your own sound effects? Do you some live Foley while we're watching this?
6.
We had before, didn't we? Remember the bedoing sound was...
We can do that.
Wasn't there?
Doing. Spadoing. See? I'm not sure that's helping. Although it's not done him any harm. Done 40 for Jiri Breicha, down to a finish. Aspinall already on a better one.
It was. Should he have kept the dart straight?
90.
These are very handy though.
52.
2 trebles required. There's one.
Second time he's done that. Now, some players, if they've got the dart where they want, they rush through with the next visit. I don't know whether that's a help or a hindrance for Jiri Breicha, but it hasn't worked a couple of times. That hasn't worked. Single 7 then. And this time he gets the double first time of asking. And Nathan Aspinall, without doing anything hugely impressive, finds himself 2-0 up.
Without coming across sort of dismissive or disrespectful, certainly as Jiri fires in the first maximum of the game, does this have a vibe that Nathan Aspinall doesn't feel a threat in this game?
Look, Nathan Aspinall at the minute has the demeanour of a man who thinks all he has to do is turn up, stay up there for an indeterminate length of time, and eventually 6 will appear next to his name and he wins. Now, the way the first 2 legs have gone, he might be right. But Jiri Breicha has he showed in qualifying last night, he can average around that 80 mark. If Nathan Aspinall plays like this for the rest of the game, Jiri Breicha doesn't have to get much better to cause him some problems.
140.
I know we've made reference to the equipment on a couple of occasions already, but it will have a significant difference here because he's using something that is so light, it doesn't have the traditional point. He's using a slim flight on the back of the dart, which means that dart has to be thrown perfectly. Any tension, any release being off point, this dart's going to deviate. He's making the game harder for himself.
141.
Well, it is an interesting point you make. But look how often he's hitting that treble now. Couldn't get the 45 to leave 36.
89.
But this is a good leg from Jiri Breicha. But if you're not used to playing on big stages in big rooms like this, look at the Premier League lads. Some of them, they're using heavier darts in those big arenas. Now, they're not, we haven't got as many fans as the Premier League night, but it can, the atmosphere.
Time for Nathan Aspinall on top. There's the double Breicha throw. As you mentioned, just smiling his way through this game. It's almost like he thinks it's done and it's just, how do I do it?
Getting into his stride, it's very difficult to see this deficit being turned around by the host nation qualifier.
Well, we are seeing a bit of a turnaround as well now in the demeanour of Nathan Aspinall, starting to get a little bit more serious. Switching from exhibition mode here to competitive mode.
If he can come through this, he's going to have to be in competitive mode tomorrow because it's James Wade who awaits the winner. Following his sensational match play campaign. Now, he didn't play particularly well last week in Antwerp, but he kept on winning his games. And in the end, it took a very good performance to stop him.
I think we see, because one thing we've seen so far from the Czechia players is this crowd really back their player, but they're singing for Nathan Aspinall.
Why wouldn't they with this sort of stuff? Why wouldn't they? It gets better and better and better. He is improving by a visit at a time in this game, and there's only one place to go now. 7 visits, 6, 5, 4.
42.
This next leg has to be perfect to continue the trend. Oh, well, that's out the window there.
6. 60.
Sort of feel like the way that Aspinall's improved as this game's gone on and the way he's been able to handle himself up there, it's kind of the ideal draw for him. After having a bit of time away, you know, come back a bit like a pre-season run out.
Yeah, and he's been allowed to grow into the game. Say if Jiri had started in the fashion that Lukasz Unger had started on earlier on today, then maybe Nathan could have been under a bit more pressure. He wouldn't have had that 2-0 lead and wouldn't have been able to grow into this game. But it does kind of feel like he's got a bit more comfortable, and Nathan Aspinall is being given the luxury of just playing his normal game. His normal game, we know, is good enough to beat anybody. Some 40 for Jiri Breicha, leaves him on a bogey number. Nathan set this up, and he's going to have a chance to make it 5-0, and he'll be throwing for a whitewash.
That cover shooting for Nathan Aspinall has been exceptional in this game. Maybe not been as prolific around the treble 20 as he normally is, but his shooting around the board's been exceptional, and that's normally, well, when you have a bit of time off, when you're moving around the board, when you're going for the doubles, that's where it tends to flag up. There's a lot of the time you're spending on that treble 20. Good mastery.
He'll have to rescue this, and he hasn't done. He's missed 2 big numbers there. So a rare slip from Aspinall over these last few legs, where he's been very good.
But he's going to get a dart at a double. It's a dart at double 16.
38. Nathan, you require 48.
Redding's having to get right in there to see that that one wasn't in. It's the same target now for Nathan Aspinall for another breaker throw.
Games to the 5th leg. Nathan.
Well, Nathan Aspinall, in the first leg of this game, took 5 darts to hit the double. Since then, he has only missed 1. And as you can see, since pinning the dart in leg 2, he is at 4 doubles in a row. So the scoring has improved, the finishing has been very, very good. It's only that aberration in the first leg. This isn't a bad return to action.
The fact he's just looked so relaxed as well, isn't it? That's been the thing that's so impressive. A lot of the time people need that intensity, need that adrenaline to pull out the best performances.
Well, those dart points, the whole reason that players have them is so that sort of thing doesn't happen. The dart should just move out the way. Somehow, he's managed to lose one to the floor there. You could expect it more with darts like Nathan's got, those rigid flight and stem combos, where there's just no give. They're not going to move anywhere. But these, the whole point of them is supposed to move.
Well, that will be the ideal dart for him. With the equipment he's got, using that flight, using that system, he wants that dart on the bottom wire. And we saw him use it successfully there with the 3rd dart. I want to think about this, though. I think he's staying up top, which means he's going to have to fill the treble 20. 140 wouldn't have been enough to get himself down to a finish. And again, just giving Nathan Aspinall more information here that he's probably very, very comfortable if the 5-0 scoreline wasn't enough to do that.
88.
Well, is it the treble 16 there? Nathan Aspinall, he's gone the 16, presumably to leave 150. Is that because he was fancying something a little bit flash to end the game?
He's had that exhibition feel about him. Maybe he was trying to finish with an exhibition shot.
Double 19 will finish it.
8.
Match dart missed for the whitewash for the Asp. Jiri Breicha on 168 can do absolutely nothing about this. It's a bogey number, and Nathan's going to come back. And there's 2 questions. Does he go straight at it?
81.
And does he hit the double he picks? He splits. but he does not hit just yet.
So ironic, isn't it? All those perfect darts on the outer ring and then just goes a bit wayward when it's time to cross the line. Number 20 for bullseye.
46. Nathan Newport 16.
He's had darts to win 3 legs in this game, Jiri Breicha. But he hasn't won any at all. Nathan Aspinall's return to action results in a 6-0 whitewash of the last remaining host nation qualifier. The Asp plucks his dart out the carpet and he can get ready for a round 2 game with the machine James Wade, the World Match Play finalist, in the second round tomorrow.